Hi, and welcome to the webinar, Three Things You Must Do to Channel Without Interference. My name is Stephanie Banks, and I am a professional intuitive channel. The reason I learned to channel was out of necessity. My mother had dementia, which began when she was in her 50s. And as her dementia progressed, I was finding it more and more challenging to communicate with her. I had to find a way to stay connected to my mom that transcended traditional verbal communication. So, guess what I did? I figured out a way to go right to her soul. I figured out a way to communicate with our hearts. And the reason I was able to do this is because at the time I had a best friend who was a very gifted intuitive channel. And I asked her if she would please channel my mother's soul for me. This is while my mother was still living, so that I could understand what our soul agreements were, how I was supposed to be supporting her, because I really didn't feel like I was doing a very good job of that, and how I could let go of resentments and frustrations that were really getting in the way of us having a healthy relationship. And what my mother's soul communicated to me directly through my friend who was channeling her completely changed and shifted our relationship. When I saw what was possible with that relationship, I thought, well, I have got to figure out how to channel for myself in all the relationships in my life, in all of my connections and my endeavors and my soul's purpose and journey here. So I did. And the reason I made this webinar for you is to give you some quick shortcuts so that as you start to expand your spiritual connection and your channeling abilities, you don't have to spend time making the same mistakes that I made. So let's get right to it, okay? Why do we want to channel without interference? Channeling without interference means that we are a more clear channel, allowing for the highest vibrational loving energy to come and move through us and illuminate our path with greater clarity and show us the directions that we are meant to go in, which means we won't be spinning our wheels, we won't be second guessing ourselves, we will have a level of self-trust in our own inner wisdom that will allow for us to navigate this earthly journey with so much greater ease and joy and pleasure and clarity. So channeling, of course, can be a powerful and transformational practice, but it does require clarity and intentionality to avoid interference from denser or more distracting heavy energies. The purpose of this webinar is to teach you 3 essential steps to ensure a clear, high vibrational, and protected channeling experience that you can engage in anytime you need. And trust me when I say I rely on my channeling throughout my day, not just when I'm serving my clients, but when I am in conversations with other people, when I am teaching classes on the topic, when I am interacting with my animals, I'm also channeling. I am hearing their soul's communication. It's just such a wonderful, fun, and joyful connection and offers so much depth, so much more than what we can bring in through our 5 senses. So we're going to cover in this webinar how to clear your energy field, how to nourish and protect your energy field, and how to invoke high vibrational, loving energy. That is the only place from which to channel. 5th dimensional consciousness is unity consciousness, and it is the highest vibrational loving frequency to attune to for your channeling. All right, so let's start first. Clearing your field. What does that mean? We all want to have a clear energy field. That means that we're not carrying anything from the past that is weighing us down. We're not carrying the stories and belief systems or of others that don't even belong to us. Having a clear energy field will allow for the communication that's coming to you from spirit to be of the highest loving vibration. And it means that dense or stagnant energy is eliminated. So here are some techniques for clearing your field. First, mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness is really using your five senses to pay attention fully to your surroundings. This allows you to release the mental clutter, the stories that we tend to tell about certain things. So if you are being mindful, you are simply noticing what you see, what you smell, what you hear, what you feel, what you taste, what your surroundings are, without judgments, just with neutrality. And meditation is a very important aspect of being a clear channel, of having a clear energy field. So you do not have to meditate perfectly. I don't know anybody that does, least of all myself. I am not a perfect meditator, but you do want to show up to the meditation practice. And that simply means you set aside time every day, and 5 minutes is enough to get started, where you are willing to show up fully, to drop in, and to allow for your thoughts to space out a little bit. There are thousands of ways to meditate. Pick one, try it out. Guided meditations are usually very helpful, especially if you're newer to meditation. It's someone who is walking you through a practice that you can listen and follow along to the instructions. Walking meditations are also very popular and effective. I do walking meditations every single day. There's so many ways to meditate and so many meditation apps. So make sure that you are including meditation in your daily work, in your daily experience. You will notice a shift and a change in your energy field. Something else that's really helpful for clearing your energy field is called smudging. This is a sage bundle. This is a really big one. If you don't like a lot of smoke, don't use this, but you can light sage and use invocations to clear any energy that doesn't serve your highest good and invoke the presence of loving energy that you are calling in. There's also Palo Santo, which is a sacred wood. You also do much the same as you would with sage. You light this and you move around your space, clearing your space, clearing your body, your field, to bring it, to release anything that doesn't serve, to melt away negative or dense energy, and to bring forward what is in the highest service to you. And finally, for those of us that just want a quick spritz, this is white sage spray. You can find this in many different stores and definitely online. I bought this at a little farm stand in the middle of Ohio. And it smells amazing. And if you can't smoke up a room or don't have a lot of time to smudge, then that spray can be really, really helpful for clearing your space. Also, chanting, the use of sound vibration is very clarifying for an energy field. So I like to use chanting with mala beads. Malas are sacred spiritual tools that consist of 108 beads. There is significance to the number 108, and you basically move through the mala one by one, and you can chant a statement that you want to invoke. I am love, I am peace, I am grace. You can there are beautiful mantras that are in Sanskrit, which is a very powerful language, and that's what I like to use my mala for. You can find all of these online very easily. It will even show you the correct pronunciation of the Sanskrit words, and you move through the mala beads one at a time. By the time you get to 108, wait till you see the shift in your energy that is present. It is effective. I find it one of the most effective tools. Another exercise that you can do to clear your energy field is a quick meditation that I'm going to take you through right now. This you can do in 3 minutes. It's called the Heart Coherence Meditation. And it is, you can find it on Heart Math Institute. It is their body of work. And I'm adapting this heart coherence meditation that they have created for the purpose of this webinar. So join me. Let's do it. Let's do a quick drop in right now to do a heart coherence meditation. Basically, what we are doing is we are creating more harmony between the mind, between the brain, and the heart. Two very intelligent and intuitive organs. And when they are working in harmony, we are not losing any energy or wasting any energy. We actually get to benefit from that coherence. So, wherever you are, if you are safe to do so, get comfortable in your seat and gently close your eyes. And just connect to your breath. Just find a pattern of breathing that feels very natural to you. And perhaps you want to take a hand or both hands and put them over your heart. And as you breathe in, imagine that you are breathing in through the front of your heart and exhaling through the back of your heart. Imagine that you are breathing in love, peace, and calm. And you are breathing out through the back of your heart anything that feels heavy, confusing, and is not in service to your highest good. Please take a few breaths in this way. Beautiful. And just staying just as you are, keeping your hands over your heart or wherever your hands are comfortable and keeping your eyes closed. Please think of someone or something or some place right now that you absolutely adore. It could be a person. They could be here on the planet with you right now or on the other side. It could be your companion animal. It could be your favorite place that you like to visit, outdoors in nature, by the water or with the trees. Whatever comes to you as the most nourishing and beautiful and pleasing person, place, or space. Stay with that right now and think of that being or that place, and feel the feelings of gratitude and appreciation and love that you have. Direct that love to the being or the place, surrounding it with your love and care. As you breathe steadily, feel this fondness surrounding you. And when you're ready, please open your eyes. So in those brief, short few minutes, we just created more coherence between your heart and your brain. And this is the place from which to channel more clearly. The second aspect of creating a clear energy field that you must do to channel clearly without interference is to protect this precious energy field of yours, to nourish it and to protect it. So, how do we do that? Why do we do that? We do that because a well maintained energy field acts as your buffer against distracting, dense, interfering energy. And here are the ways to nourish and protect your precious energy fields. First is a gratitude practice. You've heard of these before. They work. I recommend that you write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. If you don't write them down, say them aloud. It's a game changer. It shifts our focus and therefore shifts our energy. The second thing to nourish and protect your field is movement and exercise. We absorb a lot of energy in our bodies in a day. And we oftentimes don't realize just how much we have absorbed until we start to feel cranky and frustrated and have our sleep disrupted and get short-tempered with others. So before that happens, engage in some movement, vigorous movement and exercise. Sometimes I like to play very loud African drum beats to really get my heart pumping and my body moving and release energy. When you move your body vigorously, you are letting energy that you have gathered and absorbed leave. You're moving it out, which makes space for the type of energy you want to allow your body to invite in. So you're moving out stagnant energy when you exercise. The next way to nourish and protect your field is through a high vibrational diet. Many people have asked me if I think it's important to eat certain things or avoid eating certain things in order to be a clear high vibrational channel. And I do. I think it's very important. I recommend a plant-based diet. This is high vibrational nourishment from the earth herself, with as much fresh fruits and vegetables as you can manage, and connecting to your local farmers who are growing these foods and supporting you and your body and your family. So eating fresh, nutrient-rich live foods has a very beautiful and powerful effect on your energy field. Next, one of my favorites, time in nature. If I don't get out to my garden almost every day, I start to get very cranky. So spending time in nature is essential. It's certainly essential for me as a way to nourish my energy fields. And it also provides a protective barrier of sorts, because when I'm outside and I'm doing my earthing practice and my grounding practice, I am drawing up beautiful, supportive energy from Pachamama, Mother Earth herself. And I'm draining out to the core of the earth, is what I imagine. Anything that does not serve me, anything I'm ready to let go of. I will be providing you with my very own grounding and earthing and centering and sourcing practice that I do in my garden during this webinar. Next thing that's very important to protect and nourish your energy field is learning how to say no to draining people, to draining activities, to conversations that you just do not want to continue or to have in the first place, learning to say no is a wonderful way to protect your energy field. And here's another technique: visualization. You can find thousands of visualizations online on YouTube that will take you through a beautiful practice to bring you into the space of your imagination, where you can bring in anything you can imagine to support yourself and source yourself with loving energy. Here's something else that's really important: limiting the negative input. So it's a good idea to understand world affairs and world events. And it's not such a good idea to sip on this all day long. So being choosy about where you get your information and how, and making sure that you are reducing your exposure to the negative media and negative conversations about that media will be very, very helpful to you. And finally, ask for protection from your spirit guides. Did you know that we have guides of protection that we can invoke anytime, all the time? And so I'm going to walk you through my invocation that I use with my spirit guides to create a safe space, a clear space from which I can channel. And here is basically what I say to my guides of protection. Dearest guides of protection, will you please surround me and my energy fields with love and white light? Please allow any energies that are not a vibrational match or that hold a lower or denser vibration to bounce off of my field. Please be the gatekeepers of the energy that is permitted to come through my field, so that I can be assured that that which comes through is of the greatest love and the highest clarity. I thank you for your time, for your attention, for your dedication and devotion. I appreciate you. It's as easy as that. You have spirit guides for protection. Most of us don't know this or forget this, and so we forget to ask for their support. But as soon as we ask, it's there. So ask. Okay, next, how else do we ensure that we channel without interference? Part 3, invoking high vibrational loving energy. So now that we've cleared our fields and we've nourished and protected our fields with all the many ways you can use to do that, just have to pick one. You don't have to do them all the time. How do we invoke high vibrational loving energy? And why? Why do we do this? We have a choice. Just like you have a choice, as I mentioned, where you get your information and your news sources and how much time you spend in the consumption of that. You also have a choice in terms of which energies you surround yourself with. You know how you choose your friends? And you choose them really based on how you feel around them, the history that you might have with them, how you are able to show up for one another. Calling in high vibrational energy ensures that your connection, your spiritual connection, is guided by love and wisdom. And that's what we want it to be guided by. So, how to invoke loving energy? Put a call out. Literally, calling in all loving ancestors, all loving benevolent spirit guides, all angels to support me as I connect spiritually, or as I have this new experience, or as I seek clarity around this topic. That is how you invoke. You invite them in. If you love angels, then invoke the angelic realm. If there's an archangel that you have a particularly strong connection with, invite that being in. If you are very deeply connected to an ancestor on the other side who was a loving, cherished being in your life, call them in. Sky's the limit with who you can bring in. They are all here. They're all here all the time. They're surrounding you all the time, but they're not just going to elbow through and move things for you. There is a respect and there is a relationship that they want to have with you. So call them in. Be intentional about who you invite. The next thing you can do to invoke loving energy is to connect with your own soul, your amazing higher self. So invite you in, invite the essence of you, the vastness of you, the aspect of you that has been here so many times and has probably already done everything you are already doing in many other lifetimes, that holds the wisdom and the understanding of what you most need right now. Call in your higher self. How do we do that? We say, I invite in my higher self, my highest wisdom, my great soul. That's it. Okay, there's nothing tricky about that. And then set an intention for the type of energy and guidance you want to receive. Maybe you have a big decision coming up and you would like for your higher self and your great Uncle Morty to weigh in and support you in making the decision that's for your greatest good. You will call in your higher self and your great Uncle Morty, and you will ask them to provide that insight and support, give you signs, maybe channel through your writing what they would have you know. There's so many ways to bring forward that information. All we need to do is ask. So let's review. What we're here to do are the 3 things that you must do to channel without interference. You must clear your energy field. You must nourish and protect your energy fields. And you must invoke high vibrational loving energy. I'm going to share with you now the practice that I do when I'm in my garden, which always supports me in connecting to the beautiful energy of Earth herself, who is forever forgiving, forever generative and loving, and does need our support. So have a look at that practice, and thank you for joining me in this webinar. This is a practice that is sometimes called grounding, sometimes called earthing. And it is essential to clearing your energy, to draining out whatever does not serve you, and to drawing up the energy of the earth, the beautiful, nourishing, purifying, loving, generative energy of our beautiful planet. So I will walk you through a very, very simple practice that you can do in your own backyard, in a neighbor's yard, at a park, anywhere you can find a little bit of nature, just enough for you to stand among the plants, among the trees, among all the many more than human beings that surround us on this beautiful planet. So I'm out here in my garden, and you can't see, but I'm barefoot. This is the best way to be because I can be in direct connection to the earth's energy with nothing in between my body and the ground. But if you have to wear shoes, that is fine. You can still do this. And if you listen for a moment, you can probably hear the call of the birds, maybe even the trickle of water from a nearby waterfall. And this is really what it's about. So you will get yourself out to nature. You will stand with your feet about hip width apart. Your chest open. Perhaps your head tilted towards the sky a little bit. And you'll simply breathe. This is a grounding, centering, clearing practice. So it begins with attuning through the breath, letting your nervous system settle. Letting yourself attune to the rhythms of nature. Slowing down, being still. And we can do a bit of mindfulness here. What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you smell? If your eyes are open, what do you see? Noticing your surroundings and allowing whatever is present. And now with your eyes closed, feel the soles of your feet connecting with the earth. And imagine that any energy that does not serve your highest good is draining out through the soles of your feet. Draining right down through the layers of earth, clearing from your body, clearing from your energy fields, going all the way to the center of the earth. The earth knows what to do with this energy. And as you inhale, you're bringing in peace and calm. And as you exhale, you are releasing whatever does not serve. And we'll take a few breaths like that. And now that we have drained and released any energy that feels heavy or unwanted, confusing or chaotic, or just simply not for us, let's draw in from the earth through our feet and draw in from the heavens above through our crowns the loving, regenerative energy that is for us, that does serve our highest good. This energy is clear, it's clean, it's supportive. So feel the support of Mother Earth herself and of Father Sky and of the loving universal energy that supports and surrounds us all the time. Feel that nourishing you. Your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul, your nervous system. Notice what you're feeling right now. Do you feel more open-hearted? Do you feel more peaceful? do you feel more connected to the life forms and non-form as well around you? And when you're ready, please open your eyes. You can do this practice in as little as 1 or 2 or 3 minutes if you can just pop outside wherever you are and connect in this way to nature. And this raises your frequency. It attunes you to a higher loving vibration, which is much more suitable to channel than the chaos and confusion and density of what we create as humans. So I'm going to take a couple more nourishing, deep, centering, grounding breaths. And I bow in gratitude to the beautiful land that supports me, provides all of us with everything that we need to thrive. If you would like to learn more tools and techniques to become a clear channel for divine loving energy, check out my website, www.soulinsight.com.